let's face it, unless I don't mean to disparage anybody, but unless a guest is really bringing something to the table, we're just not going to put you on. It's a waste of time. Not interested.
But we
waste
are
of
interested
time.
in this guy.
Yes, we are. He knows the deal. He's the man. And what I like about Harold Reynolds is that he's going to be able to give us something that very few people on TV right now can give us. So, first of all, Harold, what's happening, buddy? Welcome back to the show. How you been? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. I got a hat on because I figured there was a bald limit. So I threw a hat on.
I like it. I see. I'm watching you on our Twitch stream.
See that little Jeter poster you got rocking back there, huh?
But it's also Trout. So it's Trout and Jeets. I mean,
yeah, I got Trout.
What message
Jeets,
are you trying to send, Harold?
Hall of Fame on the way.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Just a couple good posters we had at the network I brought home.
God, I love posters. I loved posters as a kid. All right, let me throw this at you to start here. So the thing that you can give us is that, and I watch the network all the time. I do. I love Plesac. I love Sean Casey. You guys are great, right? There are very few former base stealers on TV these days. I don't see Ricky. I don't see Vince Coleman. I see Harold Reynolds, who stole 60 bags one year, 30, I believe, 3 times, maybe 4, 30 or more. Yeah. So, Harold, yesterday, on opening day, there were 21 stolen bases. The year before, there were 5, right? And You know this, that a stolen base really is math. Delivery time, catcher's pop time, runner speed, added up, what do you get? Was yesterday just a bit of an anomaly, guys, testing, or a foreshadow of we're entering a different game?
Oh, it was a foreshadow. And honestly, I was pessimistic. They tested a lot of the new rules in the minor leagues for like some 8,000 games. And I was like, yeah, it's the minor leagues. The guys were aggressive in running. But I was pessimistic because I was worried about the front offices. Will they really let guys cut loose? Because they're so risk adverse, right? Everything's got to fit the right numbers. Man, they let them go yesterday. And I think with the new rules, if you throw over twice to first base, you can't throw over a third time unless you get him out. You have to pick him off or he gets a base. Mm-hmm. That's huge. The pitch clock, that's huge. So I saw those two strategies working yesterday in full throttle. One of them, Ronald Acuna Jr., he gets a big lead on a left-hander. They throw over twice. He actually went back to the base guys, and when he went to the first base coach, he said, that's 2. And he looked at him and he looked at the umpire and said, that's 2. Uh-huh. And he goes, I'm going. And the first baseman, it was Dom Smith, he even looks at the catcher and goes, he's gone. They can't defend it.
Wow.
So the first movement, he was off and running. Now, the Baltimore Orioles, the second one, they stole 5 bases yesterday against the Red Sox. They only had a few bases, period, last year. Mm-hmm. And all spring, they ran just very minimal. But yesterday, 5 in one game. They let the pitch clock run all the way down, and it got down to 3, 2, and the runner just took off. So they used the pitch count to their advantage. They stole 5 bases yesterday. That's we're in a new world of discovery. No doubt about it.
How good is this for the game? Because, you listen to some of the rhetoric around the new rules. It was to eliminate boredom for the lay fan, right? You needed more action. You need more balls in play. You need pitchers not being able to rear back and throw 100+, every single pitch in certain at-bats. You wanted teams to run more and allow those guys to be athletic. Because, look, baseball, you know this, Harold. Baseball's gotten a lot more athletic, but it hasn't really manifested itself in the action on the base pass. How big of a deal are these rule changes to that?
Everything you said is in effect. It is absolutely true, and it's working out right in front of us. One, everybody's talking about the time of game, right? Yesterday we had games average cutting 30 minutes out of a game. We were down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, 2 hours and 30 minutes in a major league game, which was taking 3 to 4 hours. That's cut down. So obviously that, but to me, it's the pace. You can't take your eyes off it. It's continually 15 seconds, 20 seconds they're going. It is just like the NBA where you're looking at the shot clock, or in football, which we've all become accustomed to. You're looking at the countdown if they're going to get the snap off. He's up here pumping his legs, he's clapping, and you're going, he didn't get it off. You now have fan engagement, and it is the pace of the game. So that is one. Athletically, with cutting down the shift rule, and you don't have 5 guys playing on one side of the field, we saw balls get through the infield. We watched guys spray the ball around. We watched runners go first to third. We already talked about stealing bases. Totally changed. Then the last one I'll come back to you guys on is the pitcher reaching back and throwing 100 miles an hour. We had a couple pitcher violations because they were out of breath. It was like reps. They couldn't sit there and get the ball, walk around the mound and go, ugh.
You're right.
Throw me the ball back. I walk around. I breathe. Ugh. No, they had to get the ball and get rid of it in 15 seconds. And pretty soon it was like 99, 96, 93. It just changed everything.
We're at a very interesting point with the game. That's our buddy Harold Reynolds, and Harold and then Verk are teaming up for New Look MLB Tonight, weekdays at 6. And Harold had an extensive demo with Aaron Judge yesterday. Of course, all rise. Check him out tonight. You talk about the shift here, and I guess it was maybe partially intended, but certainly something that we will benefit from as a consequence. Think about Ozzie Smith having a limited canvas back in the day, like only has so many square feet to operate in because of the shift. You're not going to have the great plays. That now you're going to have the athletes with more soil just to show their great speed and their great hops and the great burst defensively.
Well, I mean, look, guys, we love football, all of us, right? And Deion Sanders or a lockdown corner, you don't put another corner over there with him. And that's what we were doing. We were locking down a Lindor or a Correa or whoever it might be that had great range because we put another defender right next to him. This now allows us to see the beauty of what those guys can really do. And so I love it. I think everything's happening. And I'm not just being enthusiastic right now. I've watched this for a while, and I've actually been calling for the shift rule. Look, hitters did not hit the ball the other way. They weren't getting paid to do it. They weren't going to. And just aesthetically, watching a game of baseball and you got 7 guys on one side of the field, it just didn't feel right.
Yep.
I'm excited. Like right now, probably for the first time in 10, 15 years, the sport has got a nice little flow to it now.
No doubt. All right, Volpe. So the art of a base stealer, and you did this because you were one of the good ones. 60, as I said back in the day, 1 year, 60 in 1 year. It's primary lead, it's secondary read, it's instincts, it's anticipation, it's speed, all that stuff. Volpe, I don't think I've ever seen this. Going back to Ricky, Vince Coleman, all the even like footage of Lou Brock, Maury Wills, guys who could run. How is he hopping in the air when the pitcher still kind of has the ball? How does he get away with this?
I saw it too. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a combination of all the things we've been talking about. They can't throw over. And also the pitch clock. But I got to give the kid credit. He's done it through the minor leagues. He's mastered something that he could do. It reminds me of Dustin Pedroia at second base with the Red Sox. He'd jump in the air all the time like this when most guys are walking, right? It's uncanny. We'll see if he's able to continue to do it. But he's explosive. I want to go back to Aaron Judge real quick. I did this demo with him, guys.
Yeah.
He's massive. I mean, I'm 5'11", at least I'm 5'10", 5'11", and he made me look like Kevin Hart, who's 5'3".
Put you in his back pocket if you don't watch it.
He is massive.
Yeah. What are you doing in the demo? What are you doing with them?
They're bunting.
We're
trying to get on so we can steal. No, He was taking me through his routine, hitting off the tee, side toss, and then I was flipping balls to him, front toss, and he's showing me the bat path that he takes, the routine he does to stay consistent. And I must have flipped him probably over the course of this time we spent 15, 20 minutes, like 20, 30 balls. He hit everyone on the nose. Mm-hmm. There was no need to edit the swings. They're all, as you see, he was hitting everything on the nose. It was a beautiful thing. And real quick, I'll tell you a quick story. So I did a Nike commercial with Mike Trout like 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm throwing BP to Mike, and I'm flipping balls to him. And, you got a screen right here in front of you, and you're flipping the ball around the screen. You make sure you stay behind the screen. He hit one through the screen that just missed my leg. It would have broke me in half.
Wow.
And so Aaron started hitting a couple balls at me. And I was like, I double screen this thing. I'm making sure I don't get hit.
Was it an L screen? What was it?
Yeah. Yeah, we were on some minor league field and the Angels down on one of the lower fields. I'm like, man, this is not. Yeah, I won't do this again.
You need to call up the manufacturer and say, you guys need to upgrade your technology because this is getting dangerous with some of these men they're swinging the bat. I saw Aaron Judge with Travis Kelce. And Travis Kelce's a big dude. They're basically the same size. It's unbeliable how much of a football player.
He's an NFL tight end.
I know,
man.
And Judge could be an NFL tight end. I want to take outside of New York for a second. And you mentioned Mike Trout and the Angels, and Otani was masterful yesterday. 6 innings. He had 10 strikeouts. He didn't give up any runs. They end up losing that game. And it's all a matter of not if, but when he's someplace else. I know Met fans that listen to this broadcast, they always say, Otani's on our radar. Steve's going to go get Shohei Otani. It's probably not happening mid-season. But what is the likelihood, in your estimation, that Otani ends up a Met at some point?
I put it this way. I don't think he'll be an Angel at the end of the year. He may, if they fall out of it, they got to trade him to get something back. But for sure, free agency, when he hits it at the end of the season, I think he's gone. And if you're asking me, I don't know. I'm sure other teams will jump in, but I think it's between the Mets and the Dodgers. And the Angels will be in that conversation as well. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
But don't you think he'll want to win? I mean, I read that book and I have it here. What is it called? Showtime. It's talking about his transition from the Japanese leagues to Showtime. The inside story of Shohei Otani and the greatest baseball season ever played. Talking about when he won the Cy Young and MVP. But in this book, he talks about when he was 18, 16, 17 years old or something like that. I want to win a World Series, and I'm going to do it by this date. That's not happening in Los Angeles with the Angels. So, I mean, he's going someplace else. I don't think the Angels really have a shot at hanging on to him. Do you?
I wouldn't think they did either at this point in time, unless they really, when you get comfortable in a certain place. I mean, that is comfortable to him. He picked when he came over here to play. He said, I want to play on the West Coast.
Yeah.
He turned down all the East Coast teams and said, I'm staying out West. Now he's been around the whole league. He's traveled the country, and I think his eyes have been open. So he may end up somewhere else. But I did see one thing in the WBC that I had not seen from him, and that was the emotion.
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy is a winner. Yeah. He has got the game face attitude. When he was getting ready in between at bats, he was jogging down to the bullpen to warm up to get ready to go to face the 9th inning to close it out for Japan. And he had a game face on, man. And when he was walking around, strutting around with the ball, I said, oh, this dude got some swagger to him. He is going to deal. So he'd be great. I'd love to see him in one of those huge markets like that. It's going to be fun.
How worried are you about Verlander?
I am a little worried just because of his age. You know, when Tristan McKenzie is reported with the Guardians having the similar type of injury, and he's 24, 25 years old, and they're saying 2 months. I know the Mets are optimistic. They think he'll be back in 3 or 4 starts, and he'll be back in it. But you got to worry at his age with the type of injury that is.
You know, Harold, we start to wrap it up here. Harold Reynolds, the thing that I said, big picture going into opening day for the Yanks and the Mets is that, I think most people agree the Padres looked better, much better than the Mets a year ago in the playoffs, and the Astros once again look better than the Yankees. Now the Yankees bring in Rodon, he's hurt. Mets bring in Verlander, he's hurt. Bring in Quintana, he's hurt. Yankees elevate Volpe. Let's see what he is, although I think we all think he's going to be the real deal, but we still need to see it. My point was, Harold, I want your thoughts on this. I don't think the Mets or the Yankees did enough to close the gap of how they ended the season to say that they're going to win a World Series this year, either team. I know they're going to win games. Do you see a World Series team right now the way either team is constructed in Queens or in the Bronx?
Well, in the winter, Rodon, I thought, closed the gap for the Yankees. With him being injured, like Verlander, I'm a little worried about that, the recovery. The Mets in the offseason, I thought when you landed Verlander, he's a 30-start guy per year. So you knew what you were getting. I wasn't expecting this injury. The Diaz injury shook the Mets all the way up for me. You take a 50-game closed guy and say, now we don't know what we're doing at the end of the bullpen. That changes the look for me with the Mets. So both those clubs, they had to be perfectly healthy the way they were constructed. And right now they're not. And because of the divisions that they're going to be in, the teams that got better around them, now they're playing catch up all season long, or at least for the first month. The first month after April and into May, we'll have a real good picture of where the Mets and the Yankees sit and what moves they have to make, or if the guys that are hurt are actually going to come back and perform the way they think they will.
All right, my man. It's been a while. Always love having you on. Good stuff, and good luck with the new show.
Appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you,
Harold.
Thanks,
Appreciate
dude.
you, brother.
Good luck with the new show as well.
Take care.
Yep.
Bye
That's
now.
with Adnan Verk. It's called MLB Tonight, weekdays at 6. And you want to check out that extensive convo with little demo, little tea work with Judge. You can see that tonight as well. So that's going to be cool. 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney are the fan.